Imagine finding a penny that could be worth more than your car, vacation, rarest coins, or even your house. Sounds unbelievable, right? Well, it's true when it comes to certain coins like the 1961D Lincoln penny. While most pennies are worth just 1 cent, a rare version of the 1961D Lincoln penny can fetch up to $1.6 million at auction. This is a coin you might find hiding in your spare change or tucked away in your collection. How could this penny, which seems so ordinary, be worth such an enormous amount? Today, we're going to dive deep into the history of the 1961D Lincoln penny, explain why it's so valuable, and show you how to identify one that could be worth a small fortune. Let's unravel the story behind this incredible coin and how it became a hidden treasure worth millions. The history of the Lincoln penny and the 1961 minting. The Lincoln penny was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. It was the first U.S. coin to feature a portrait of a real person, and it quickly became an iconic symbol of American history. For over a century, the Lincoln penny has been one of the most widely circulated coins in the United States. The 1961 Lincoln penny is part of the series that continued to feature Lincoln's portrait on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. The 1961 coin was minted during a time when the U.S. economy was growing, and millions of pennies were being produced every year to meet the demand for everyday transactions. This year, like many others, saw the penny produced at several U.S. mints, including the Denver Mint, which is where the D mint mark on the 1961D penny originates. At first glance, the 1961D Lincoln penny may seem like just another coin from the early 1960s, but it has a significant place in the world of coin collecting due to an extremely rare and valuable minting error that occurred during its production. This error, combined with the rarity of certain coins in excellent condition, has made the 1961D penny one of the most sought-after coins by collectors. The 1961D Lincoln penny with the rare DDO error. So, what makes the 1961D Lincoln penny so valuable? The key is the existence of a rare coin called the double die obverse, or DDO, which occurred during the minting process of some of these pennies. The DDO error happens when the die used to strike the coin is misaligned or accidentally struck multiple times. This results in a doubling effect on certain features of the coin, such as the date or the inscriptions, making them appear blurry or shifted. For the 1961D penny, the DDO error is most noticeable in the date, 1961, and the word Liberty on the obverse, front, of the coin. If you closely examine a 1961D penny with this error, you'll notice that the numbers and letters are doubled. The doubling effect can be seen especially in the 1 and the year, as well as in the L and I in the word Liberty. This doubling is caused by the misalignment or overuse of the minting die. As a result, the 1961D penny with the DDO error is highly prized by coin collectors. The rarity of this error, along with the quality of the coin, has made it one of the most valuable pennies in modern U.S. coinage. Why is the 1961D Lincoln penny worth so much? The value of the 1961D Lincoln penny is driven by several key factors: rarity, demand, and condition. Let's break down why this penny is worth so much. 1. Rarity. The 1961D DDO penny is extremely rare. While millions of 1961D pennies were minted, only a small number of them were struck with the double die error. The misalignment or overstriking of the minting die that causes the doubling effect happened on a very limited number of coins, making these error pennies highly scarce and difficult to find. 2. Demand. Error coins are highly sought after in the world of numismatics, and the 1961D DDO penny is no exception. Collectors love the uniqueness and rarity of these error coins, which makes them especially desirable. Over time, the demand for rare coins like the 1961D DDO penny has only grown, which drives up the price at auctions and in private sales. 3. Condition. As with any collectible, The condition of the coin plays a significant role in determining its value. Coins that have been well preserved and show minimal signs of wear are worth far more than those that have been circulated and damaged. The 1961 penny with a DDO error that is in mint or near mint condition is especially valuable. Coins that are in excellent condition with clear, sharp details can command prices far higher than typical error coins. The 1961 penny that sold for $1.6 million, one of the most significant sales of a 1961 DDO penny occurred in 2017, when an example of the coin sold for an eye-popping $1.6 million at auction. This particular coin was graded by the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, as being in near-perfect condition, with the doubling effect clearly visible and sharp. The sale of this penny made headlines in the numismatic world, demonstrating how valuable a rare error coin can be when it's in exceptional condition. The $1.6 million sale was the highest known price paid for a 1961 DDO penny. It wasn't just the rarity of the coin that contributed to its high value, but also its condition and the strength of the doubling on the date and lettering. The sale set a record, but it also brought attention to the fact that error coins, especially those with significant doubling like the 1961 penny, can fetch incredibly high prices in today's market. How to identify a 1961 DDO penny. If you think you might have a 1961 DDO penny, there are a few key characteristics you can look for to determine if it's the rare version. The most noticeable feature is the doubling on the coin's date and lettering. Here's how you can identify the 1961 DDO penny. 1. Examine the date. Look closely at the year 1961 on the obverse. In a DDO penny, you'll see that the 1 and other digits appear to be doubled. The doubling may appear faint or pronounced, depending on the strength of the error. 2. Inspect the word Liberty. Check out the word Liberty on the obverse as well. On a 1961 DDO penny, the letters in Liberty will appear doubled. The L and I in particular are areas where the doubling is most visible. 3. Use magnification. Sometimes, the doubling effect may be subtle, so it's a good idea to use a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe to closely examine the coin. Under magnification, the doubled letters and numbers should be more obvious. 4. Look for additional doubling. While the doubling is most noticeable on the date and the word Liberty, sometimes other parts of the coin, like the motto "In God We Trust," may show slight doubling as well. Check these areas as well to confirm the error. How to determine the value of your 1961 penny. If you suspect that you have a 1961 DDO penny, the next step is to determine its value. The value of this rare penny depends on its condition, the strength of the doubling, and the demand for the coin in the current market. To get a precise idea of the coin's value, it's important to have it graded by a professional grading service. The two most reputable grading companies in the numismatic industry are the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, and the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS. A professional grading service will evaluate your coin based on its condition, providing you with a grade that reflects its market value. Conclusion. The 1961 Lincoln penny may seem like a simple, everyday coin, but the rare minting error or the double die obverse has made certain versions of it worth a fortune. Coins with this error are incredibly valuable because they're so rare, and collectors are willing to pay top dollar for them. In fact, one 1961 DDO penny sold for an astounding $1.6 million, setting a record for this particular error coin. If you happen to find the 1961 penny in your collection or spare change, it's worth taking the time to carefully examine it. Whether it's worth thousands or even millions of dollars, it could be hiding a rare and valuable treasure. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe for more videos about rare coins, their history, and how to spot hidden gems in your collection. What if you found a penny that was worth more than your car, rarest coins, your house, or even a small fortune? Sounds like a dream, right? Well, it's not so far-fetched. especially when it comes to the 1968 Lincoln penny. You might be surprised to learn that there are rare 1968 pennies out there that could be worth a staggering $1.4 million. Yes, you heard that right. A coin worth only 1 cent could end up being worth more than many other assets. Today, we're going to dive deep into the history of the 1968 Lincoln penny, why some of these coins are so valuable, and how you can tell if you've stumbled upon a hidden gem. Let's explore the story behind this incredible coin and why it's worth paying attention to your pocket change. The history of the Lincoln penny and the 1968 minting. The Lincoln penny, first introduced in 1909, was created to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. This was a major milestone in U.S. coinage because it marked the first time that a real person's portrait of President Abraham Lincoln was featured on a U.S. coin. This design quickly became iconic, and for more than a century, the Lincoln penny has been a symbol of American history. The 1968 Lincoln penny was part of a continued tradition of the coin's design. By 1968, the penny was still made of 95% copper and 5% zinc, which gives it a different look and feel compared to today's pennies, which are primarily made of copper-plated zinc. The 1968 penny featured the famous portrait of Lincoln on the obverse, with the reverse design showing the Lincoln Memorial. This design remained in place until 2008, when it was replaced with the current shield reverse. While the 1968 penny may seem like a relatively common coin, there are a few rare and valuable varieties that make it much more than just a regular cent. These varieties have led to some 1968 pennies being worth incredible amounts of money, as some even as much as $1.4 million. The rare 1968 double-die penny. What makes the 1968 penny so valuable? The answer lies in a rare minting error. The double die error. This error occurs when a coin is struck by the same die multiple times, resulting in a noticeable doubling effect on certain features of the coin, such as the date, text, or other details. When it comes to the 1968 penny, the double die error occurred on a small number of coins, creating a version of the penny that is much more valuable than its regular counterpart. The double die error can be seen clearly on the 1968 penny in the letters and numbers, particularly in the word Liberty and the date 1968. When you look closely at a double die penny, you'll notice that the text appears to be doubled, giving the coin a blurry or shadowed effect. The doubling can be subtle in some cases, but with a trained eye or magnification, the difference is clear. Why is the 1968 double-die penny worth so much? The value of the 1968 double-die penny is primarily driven by its rarity and the demand among collectors. Let's break down the key factors that contribute to its value. 1. Rarity. The 1968 double-die penny is incredibly rare. While many 1968 pennies were struck normally, only a small number of coins were struck with the double-die error. This makes these coins hard to find, and collectors are always on the lookout for them. The rarity of the error drives up the value because it's not something you can easily come across. 2. Demand. Error coins are highly sought after by numismatists and coin collectors. Because of the unusual and unique nature of the 1968 double-die penny, collectors are willing to pay a premium to add it to their collection. Over time, the demand for these error coins has only increased as more collectors become aware of them. 3. Condition. Like any collectible, the condition of the coin plays a huge role in determining its value. Coins that are well preserved, with sharp, clear details and minimal wear, are worth much more than coins that have been heavily circulated and damaged. A 1968 double-die penny in mint condition can command a significantly higher price than one that shows signs of wear and tear. The 1968 double-die penny that sold for $1.4 million in 2018, one of the most famous 1968 double-die pennies, sold for an astounding $1.4 million at auction. This particular coin was graded in excellent condition, with a strong and clear doubling effect on the date and lettering, making it one of the finest examples of this rare error. The auction price of $1.4 million set a record for the highest price ever paid for a 1968 double-die penny, and it brought significant attention to the potential value of error coins. The sale of this coin proved that even relatively modern coins, like the 1968 Lincoln penny, could be worth millions if they possess the right kind of rarity and error. While it's important to note that not all 1968 double-die pennies will sell for such a high price, the fact that one coin fetched $1.4 million demonstrates just how valuable these rare varieties can be. How to identify a 1968 double-die penny. If you think you may have found a 1968 double-die penny, it's important to know how to identify it. The key feature to look for is the doubling effect on the date and letters. Here's how to check for the double-die error. 1. Examine the word Liberty. Look closely at the letters in Liberty on the obverse of the coin. If the coin has the double-die error, the letters should appear to be doubled. This doubling will most likely be visible in the upper and lower parts of the letters. 2. Check the date. The date 1968 is another place where the doubling will be visible. If you notice that the numbers appear to be slightly doubled, particularly the 6 or the 8, then you may have a double-die penny on your hands. 3. Look for additional doubling. While the doubling is most noticeable in the date and the word Liberty, sometimes the doubling can extend to other areas of the coin as well. Carefully examine the coin for any signs of doubling, especially in areas that are typically sharp and clear. 4. Use magnification. If you're unsure about whether your coin has the doubling effect, it's a good idea to use a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe. The doubling is usually more noticeable under magnification, allowing you to better see the details of the error. How to determine the value of your 1968 double-die penny. If you believe you've found a 1968 double-die penny, the next step is to determine its value. The value of the coin will depend on its condition, the severity of the doubling, and the demand in the market. Coins in excellent condition, with sharp and clear doubling, will naturally be worth more than coins that have been worn down or damaged. To get an accurate idea of your coin's value, it's a good idea to have it graded by a professional coin grading service. The two most well-known grading companies are the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, and the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS. Once your coin is graded, you'll have a better understanding of its potential worth. Conclusion. The 1968 Lincoln penny is a prime example of how a small minting error can make a coin worth a fortune. The double-die error, which results in doubling on the date and lettering, makes this coin one of the most valuable and sought-after pennies in modern U.S. coinage. While most 1968 pennies are worth only 1 cent, a rare double-die error penny could be worth hundreds of thousands, or even millions, of dollars. If you have a 1968 penny, it's definitely worth taking the time to inspect it closely for any signs of the double-die error. Whether or not your coin ends up being worth $1.4 million, it could still be worth a significant amount of money. So, the next time you come across a 1968 Lincoln penny, take a second look. You never know, you could be holding onto a hidden treasure. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe for more videos about rare coins, their history, and how to spot valuable finds in your collection. Imagine you're sorting through your pocket change and you find a penny that could be worth more than a house. Sounds unbelievable, right? But believe it or not, the 1984 Lincoln penny could be worth as much as $1.3 million. In today's video, we're going to dive deep into the history, the value, and the incredible story behind the 1984 Lincoln penny. If you've ever wondered what makes certain pennies so valuable, or if you might have a rare coin sitting in your collection, this video is for you. Let's take a closer look at why the 1984 penny is so special, and what makes it one of the most sought-after coins in the world of numismatics. History of the Lincoln penny and the 1984 minting. The Lincoln penny, first introduced in 1909, was created to honor the 16th President of the United States, Abraham Lincoln. This coin was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person, setting it apart from the symbolic figures of Lady Liberty or American Eagle seen on earlier coins. The obverse of the Lincoln penny, which features Lincoln's portrait, has remained largely unchanged over the years, though its reverse design has evolved. Up until 1959, the reverse of the penny depicted the Lincoln Memorial. In 1984, the United States Mint continued producing these iconic coins, with the reverse design showing the Lincoln Memorial. However, what truly sets the 1984 Lincoln penny apart from others is a rare and highly sought-after minting error. In 1984, the Denver Mint, where the D Mint mark was added to the coins, struck a limited number of pennies with a critical error that would later make them extremely valuable. While most pennies minted that year were standard, a few received a rare double die error, leading to a significant increase in their value. The 1984 double die obverse penny. So, what makes the 1984 penny worth so much money? It all comes down to the double die error. This error occurs when a coin is struck by the same die multiple times, leading to the doubling of certain features on the coin. The 1984 double die penny is one of the most famous examples of this phenomenon. In these rare 1984 pennies, the doubling can be seen clearly in the text on the obverse, particularly in the words "Liberty" and "In God We Trust," as well as in the date 1984. The doubling effect is most visible in the upper and lower parts of the letters and numbers, making it easy to spot when you know what to look for. The reason these coins are so valuable is because they are so rare. The error occurred during the minting process, so only a small number of 1984 pennies were affected. Because of this rarity, collectors and investors are willing to pay high prices for these coins, especially those in top condition. Why is the 1984 penny worth so much? The value of a coin is determined by several factors: rarity, demand, and condition. The 1984 Lincoln penny with a double die error is incredibly rare, with only a limited number of coins being struck with this defect. This rarity is a huge driving factor in its value. Another key factor is the high demand among collectors. The 1984 double die penny is one of the most well-known error coins in modern U.S. coinage. It's highly sought after by numismatists, who specialize in collecting rare coins, as well as by general collectors looking to complete their sets of Lincoln pennies. Because of the demand, the price of these pennies continues to rise, especially when the coins are in excellent condition. Finally, condition plays a major role in the value of the coin. Like any other collectible item, coins that are in better condition will fetch higher prices. Coins that are well preserved, with sharp details and no signs of wear, are worth far more than those that are worn down or damaged. The 1984 penny that sold for $1.3 million. Now, you may be wondering just how much a 1984 Lincoln penny can actually sell for. In 2019, one of the most famous 1984 double die pennies was sold at auction for an incredible $1.3 million. This coin, which was graded by the professional coin grading service, PCGS, as a near-perfect example, set a new record for the highest price ever paid for a modern U.S. coin. This sale brought widespread attention to the value of error coins, and specifically to the 1984 Lincoln penny. The sale of this coin demonstrated just how much collectors are willing to pay for rare and well-preserved specimens. It also showed that even relatively recent coins, like the 1984 penny, can be worth a fortune if they have the right combination of rarity and error. The auction attracted a great deal of interest from coin collectors around the world, all eager to get their hands on this rare piece of U.S. history. Ultimately, it was sold to a private collector who recognized its incredible value. But just because one penny sold for $1.3 million doesn't mean that every 1984 penny will fetch such a high price. How to identify a 1984 double die penny? If you think you may have a rare 1984 double die penny in your collection, there are a few key features you can look for. The main distinguishing characteristic of the coin is the doubling effect, which is most noticeable in the following areas. 1. Liberty. Look closely at the word liberty on the front of the coin. The doubling effect will show as a shadow or secondary image of the letters, especially near the top and bottom parts of the letters. 2. In God We Trust. Another place to check for doubling is in the phrase "In God We Trust." If you see a second, shadowed image of the letters, This is a good indication that the coin is a double die error. 3. The date, 1984. Check the date 1984 for any doubling, particularly on the 8 or 4. The double date is one of the most prominent features of these rare pennies. Once you've examined the coin and confirmed that it has a doubling effect, the next step is to have it graded by a professional coin grading service. Coins in better condition, with sharper details and fewer signs of wear, will be worth significantly more than those in poor condition. How to determine the value of your 1984D penny? If you believe you've found a 1984D double die penny, you might be wondering how much it's worth. The value of the coin depends on several factors, including its condition, the severity of the doubling, and the demand in the collector market at the time. Coins that are in excellent condition, with clear doubling and minimal wear, can be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. However, the value can vary widely based on the coin's grading. A coin that has been graded by a professional service like the PCGS or the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, will have a more accurate market value than a coin that has not been graded. Conclusion: the 1984D Lincoln penny is a fascinating and valuable piece of U.S. coinage. While most pennies are worth just 1 cent, the rare 1984D double die penny can be worth hundreds of thousands, or even millions of dollars, depending on its condition and rarity. The record-breaking sale of one such penny for $1.3 million demonstrates just how much collectors are willing to pay for a rare and well-preserved coin. If you have a 1984D penny, it's worth taking the time to inspect it closely for any signs of doubling. Even if your penny isn't worth $1.3 million, it could still be worth a significant amount of money, depending on its rarity and condition. So, next time you're sorting through your spare change, keep an eye out for this rare gem, and you just might be holding on to a small fortune. Thank you for watching, and be sure to subscribe for more videos about rare coins and their incredible stories. What if you were holding onto a penny that could be worth more than a brand new car or even a house? Sounds unbelievable, right? But it's true, and the 1996D Lincoln penny is a perfect example of a coin that, while seemingly ordinary, could be worth a staggering amount of money. In fact, there are rare examples of the 1996D Lincoln penny that have sold for as much as $1.1 million. How can a penny, which is only worth 1 cent in everyday transactions, be worth so much? Today, we're going to explore the history of the 1996D Lincoln penny, how it became valuable, and how you can spot one that might be worth a small fortune. Let's take a closer look at this particular penny and uncover the hidden potential it has to make you a lot of money. History of the Lincoln penny and the 1996D minting. The Lincoln penny, also known as the Lincoln cent, has been in circulation since 1909. It was introduced to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, and it was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person rather than a symbolic figure like Lady Liberty. Since its introduction, the design of the Lincoln penny has changed several times, but the image of Abraham Lincoln's portrait has remained a consistent and iconic feature. Up until 1959, the reverse of the Lincoln penny showed the Lincoln Memorial, which was replaced in 2009 with a new design featuring a shield. However, the 1996D Lincoln penny is significant because of its unique features and how a particular error during its minting process would eventually make it one of the most valuable coins in modern American numismatics. The 1996D penny was minted at the Denver Mint, where the D mint mark indicates that it was produced. Like most pennies, this coin was made from a copper-plated zinc composition. But, unbeknownst to most people at the time, a rare error occurred during the minting of this specific coin, the 1996D Lincoln penny error. So, what makes the 1996D penny worth so much money? The 1996D Lincoln penny is part of a group of error coins known as repunched mint mark or RPM coins. This error happens when the mint mark on the coin, in this case, the D mint mark, is struck multiple times, resulting in a noticeable shift or doubling of the mint mark. The 1996 DRPM penny occurs when the D mint mark was mistakenly applied more than once. This creates a doubling effect that can be clearly seen with the naked eye, especially on coins that have been preserved in good condition. The result is a very rare version of the penny, one that collectors and investors are eager to add to their collections. The RPM error is subtle, but to the trained eye, it's unmistakable. Because of the rarity of this minting error, the 1996 D Lincoln penny with this repunched mint mark error has become highly sought after by coin collectors and enthusiasts. These coins are valuable due to their rarity, and the demand for them has led to them fetching impressive prices at auctions. Why is the 1996 D penny worth so much? The value of a coin is driven by several key factors: rarity, demand, and condition. Let's break down why the 1996 D Lincoln penny is so valuable. 1. Rarity. The 1996 D repunched mint mark error is incredibly rare. While many 1996 D pennies were minted with the standard D mint mark, only a small number were struck with the RPM error. Because of this, these coins are hard to come by, making them highly collectible. 2. Demand. The demand for this coin among collectors is high. Error coins have always been popular in the world of numismatics because they're unique, and finding one of these rare coins is a thrill for collectors. As word spread about the 1996 DRPM penny, more collectors began seeking it out, further driving up the value. 3. Condition. Like any collectible, the condition of the coin plays a huge role in determining its worth. Coins that are well preserved and free from scratches, wear, or damage are worth significantly more than those that have been circulated and are in poor condition. The more pristine the coin, the higher its potential value. The 1996 D penny that sold for $1.1 million. One of the most notable sales of a 1996 D Lincoln penny occurred in 2017 when a rare example of the repunched mint mark penny sold for $1.1 million at auction. This coin, which was graded by the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, as being in near-perfect condition, drew attention from coin collectors all over the world. The sale of this coin made headlines in the numismatic world and highlighted just how much rarer coins can fetch. The $1.1 million sale is the highest known sale price for a 1996 D repunched mint mark penny. However, this price isn't typical for every 1996 D penny with the error. Most of these coins don't sell for such an astronomical amount, but they are still worth much more than a regular penny. In general, the value of a 1996 D repunched mint mark penny can range from a few $100s for coins in lower grades to thousands of dollars for coins in excellent condition. How to identify a 1996 D repunched mint mark penny? If you think you might have a 1996 D repunched mint mark penny, there are a few ways to identify it. The most obvious feature to look for is the double D mint mark. To identify this error, here's what you should do. 1. Examine the mint mark. The mint mark D should appear doubled or shifted in some way. On a normal 1996 D penny, the D should be a single, clear letter. On a repunched mint mark penny, however, you'll notice a secondary image of the D either to the left, right, or slightly above or below the primary mint mark. 2. Use magnification. If you have a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe, use it to closely examine the mint mark. The doubling effect will be more apparent under magnification, especially on higher quality coins. 3. Look for sharp details. The coin should be free of heavy wear or scratches. The clearer the doubling and the better the condition of the coin, the more valuable it will be. Coins that are in uncirculated or near mint condition will fetch higher prices. 4. Check for additional errors. In some cases, error coins can have multiple mistakes, such as doubling in other areas of the coin or off-center strikes. These additional features can increase the value of the coin, making it even more desirable to collectors. How to determine the value of your 1996 D penny? If you believe you have a 1996 D repunched mint mark penny, the next step is to get it professionally graded. The value of the coin depends heavily on its condition, the severity of the mint mark doubling, and the overall market demand for this type of rare coin at the time. Coins that are graded as MS67 or higher, meaning they are in mint state with few signs of wear, can fetch the highest prices. On the other hand, coins with more noticeable wear imperfections will be worth significantly less. To get an accurate idea of your coin's value, it's a good idea to send it to a professional grading service like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS. Conclusion: the 1996 Lincoln penny might seem like just another coin, but due to a rare minting error, it has become one of the most valuable pennies in modern U.S. coinage. The repunched mint mark error, which results in a double D mint mark, makes this penny incredibly rare and highly sought after by collectors. If you happen to find one of these rare coins, it could be worth a significant amount of money, with some selling for as much as $1.1 million at auction. While not every 1996 penny will fetch such a high price, it's definitely worth checking your spare change to see if you have one of these valuable error coins. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just getting started, the 1996 repunched mint mark penny is a perfect example of how a simple error can lead to a coin being worth a fortune. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe for more videos about rare coins, their history, and how to spot hidden treasures in your collection. Imagine checking through your spare change and stumbling upon a coin that could be worth thousands, or even millions of dollars. Sounds unbelievable, right? Well, it's not as far-fetched as it may seem, especially when it comes to the 1984 Lincoln penny. While most of us are used to seeing pennies as just a cent in our pockets, there are some rare and valuable 1984 pennies out there that could make you a small fortune. In fact, one of those coins has sold for an astonishing $1.2 million. But what makes these pennies so special, and how can you tell if you've found one? Let's take a deep dive into the history, value, and mystery behind the 1984 Lincoln penny. History of the Lincoln penny. To understand the significance of the 1984 Lincoln penny, it's important to look at its history. The Lincoln penny, also known as the Lincoln cent, was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. It was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person on the front, and it quickly became a symbol of American history. The original design featured Lincoln's portrait on the obverse, the front side, and the reverse showed the Lincoln Memorial, which remained until 2008 when it was replaced with a new design. By 1984, the Lincoln penny had undergone several design changes, but the general look remained the same. The 1984 Lincoln penny is made of copper-plated ink, and it features Lincoln's portrait on the front with the word Liberty above his head, the year of minting beneath, and the phrase "In God We Trust" to the left. On the reverse, you'll see the phrase "E pluribus unum" along with the words 1 cent and the iconic Lincoln Memorial. While the design remained the same, the 1984 penny is significant because of some rare minting errors that occurred during its production. These errors would lead to a few lucky collectors discovering rare versions of the coin, potentially worth hundreds of thousands or even millions of dollars. The 1984 double-die obverse penny. Now, let's get to the real reason why the 1984 penny is worth so much money. There is a specific variety of 1984 penny that is highly sought after by collectors. The 1984 double-die obverse penny. This rare coin features a minting error known as double die, which occurs when a coin is struck by the die more than once, causing the image to appear doubled. In the case of the 1984 penny, this error is most noticeable in the word Liberty and the date 1984. The double die error occurs when the die that strikes the coin is misaligned, causing the details to be doubled in certain areas of the design. For collectors, this doubling is a major selling point, as it makes the coin stand out from the typical, mass-produced version. When you look at a 1984 double-die penny closely, you'll notice a clear and distinct doubling effect on the text and the date, which is what makes it so valuable. Why are these pennies worth so much? Why are these pennies worth so much? The value of a coin is determined by several factors, including its rarity, demand, and condition. In the case of the 1984 double die obverse penny, it's the rarity of the minting error that makes it so valuable. While most 1984 pennies were struck correctly, only a small number of these double die errors were produced, making them extremely rare and highly sought after by collectors. The demand for these rare coins has also increased over time, as more collectors become aware of the existence of the 1984 double die penny. The price continues to rise. Collectors are willing to pay top dollar for these rare pieces, and some are willing to pay hundreds of thousands of dollars to add one to their collection. The record-breaking sale of the 1984 double die penny in 2018, one of the most famous 1984 double die pennies, sold for an incredible $1.2 million at auction. This particular penny was graded as being in near-perfect condition, which significantly contributed to its high value. The coin's condition is crucial in determining its worth, as higher-grade coins are far more valuable than those that are worn or damaged. The $1.2 million sale of the 1984 double die penny was a record-breaking moment in the world of coin collecting, and it brought significant attention to the potential value of these rare pennies. It also sparked renewed interest in other rare coins from the 1980s, and many collectors began searching their collections and even checking their spare change in the hopes of finding one of these valuable errors. How to identify a 1984 double die penny. If you think you may have a rare 1984 double die penny, it's important to know how to identify it. The key feature to look for is the doubling effect on the lettering and date. Here's a step-by-step guide to help you identify if your 1984 penny is a double die. 1. Examine the word Liberty. Look closely at the letters in Liberty. If the coin has been struck with the double die error, you should see a clear doubling effect on the letters, particularly in the top and bottom parts of the letters. 2. Check the date 1984. Another obvious place to check for doubling is the date. If you see a split or doubled appearance on the numbers, especially the 8 or the 4, then your coin may be a double die error. 3. Look at the overall condition of the coin. The value of a double die penny is heavily influenced by its condition. Coins that are in excellent condition, with little to no wear or damage, will be worth significantly more than those with scratches or dents. Professional coin grading services can help assess the condition and assign a grade to your coin. Conclusion: the 1984 Lincoln penny might seem like a simple piece of spare change, but it holds the potential for incredible value. With some rare double die errors in circulation, certain 1984 pennies have become highly sought after by collectors, with some even selling for over $1 million at auction. If you're lucky enough to find one of those rare coins, you could be sitting on a small fortune. But even if you don't find $1 million penny in your collection, it's always a good idea to keep an eye out for rare coins that could be worth far more than their face value. So, next time you're sorting through your coins or checking your change, remember to take a second look at your 1984 penny. So you never know, one of them could be worth a lot more than you think.